Just...
Our impulses are being redirected. We are living in an artificially induced state of consciousness that resembles sleep.
Oh, goddamn hacker, that second time night that asshole's cut in.
All right, boys and girls, it's time for this week's episode of The Brothers Hack the Matrix. We got a lot to look at tonight. We got Bill Belichick with a new home. We got the Luigi Mangione acting stupid as shit every time he gets a chance. And, of course, the Diddy Files, Trump cards, and all that good stuff we bring you right here on The Brothers Hack the Matrix.
Yeah, there you go! Let's fucking go!
Let's fucking go.
Welcome aboard to the Brothers Hack the Matrix. I am your host, JoesAtmosfere, and as usual, I am joined by there can be only one, the Hylunder. You are muted, sir. I guess you wanted to be muted for some reason. I don't know.
Don't you worry about that, sports fans. What's going on out there, internet people and whatnots? Thank you for everybody for showing up, taking time out of your busy day. Like and subscribe, bitches.
Oh, shit. Rock and roll. Motherfucking rock and roll. What's up?
Yeah, man. Just got back from the French Quarter. I got back yesterday.
You went to New Orleans this weekend. I was kind of shocked you weren't at the game yesterday. Your boy Jaden Daniels was playing the Saints. That was a good game.
No, we had to get back. Rookie mistake. We need to build a day in for recovery before heading back to work, because I was back to work today, came back yesterday and
hurting.
Woof. Is all I can say.
Woof. Yeah,
bro.
Hurting. I hear you, brother.
Booze, that's just part of the deal.
That's New Orleans. What do you
do? Drink plenty of water, you'll be fine. It's the food, because we just don't eat that way. Yeah, but the food is so freaking good, man.
Yeah, it is. Can't help yourself, man.
Yeah.
Some of the best chefs in the world are down in New Orleans, man.
Dude.
Cooking it up.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, had a great time. So, got back yesterday, and here we are, rocking and rolling.
Yes.
Hey, beard's coming in good, man. I dig that. Yeah.
Yeah, I've gotten a lot of compliments on it. That's why I'm keeping it.
Keep it, bro.
It's an old man hair system. What are you going to do? I can't grow it on top of my head anymore, so just grow it on my face, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, look, hey.
I am not ever going to be able to match your goatee, though, bro.
Okay,
Fuck that. My chin is not going to get crimson chin.
Well, I've got a genetic gene of the freaking silverback, dude. I mean, I am just fur.
Yeah, I know.
All over.
Yeah. Danny has to shave starting at his clavicles. That's how bad he is.
I remember when we were on 12s during the Gulf War, and I had to shave twice a day. It sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nuts, man.
How are you doing, man? How's the commissions? How's the artwork going?
Everything's going great, man. It's going great. We actually lost our last client today at work, so I'm taking the day off tomorrow. They don't really need me. I've got the vacation time for it, so I'm going to catch up on all my stuff tomorrow.
Shop you dropped, how'd that go? That looks like a good time all the time.
I'm sorry?
It looks like a good time all the time, that shop till you drop. How'd that go?
Oh, yeah. We did that this weekend, and got a lot of people interested in my stuff, But you never know until they pick up the phone.
Hey, at least you're getting out there, man. And, people seeing your stuff, and it's always going to lead to good things, man.
Yeah, I hope so. of course, the first in today, he tries to be the first every time. And if you don't know his name by now, boys and girls, you ain't been paying attention.
There are some who call me Tim.
He asked about 3:40 this afternoon, is this the Donkey Show?
This is the Donkey Show.
No, you are not in Tijuana, okay? This is not the
Tijuana.
Donkey Show, okay?
Tijuana.
And hail, by the way, he says. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. And, of course, the hardest working wrench in the business is here, and he's giving us news from across the pond. He says, oof, Britain just sent 50 million pounds in humanitarian aid to the freedom fighters in Syria. He says, oof.
Huh.
Anyway, it's good to see you, Vince. And
freedom fighters in Syria.
He also says rock and roll. And Danny answered with a whole lot of rock and roll.
A whole lot of rock and roll. Freedom fighters in Syria. That's interesting. So
Yep. Hey, man, that's one of the coolest things about being on YouTube. A lot of these guys will let you know what's going on with them locally. You know what I mean? And Vince says, grow the hair on your chin and learn how to stand on your head. No, thank you, sir. Tim, I will check out that picture in a little bit.
The random thumbs up.
A little bit. But yeah, he sent me something really good the other day, though, for the football show. He sent me a site where you can go and it'll show you a map of the U.S. and what the national game is for each network.
No doubt. That's cool.
You don't even have to look at your TV guide. It'll show you.
That's cool.
For each network what it's going to be. And it's pretty interesting. Pretty interesting to look at. I'll show it to you after the show. But I'll check that out in a little bit. First, we got to show the people what I hit the wrong button. What you're carrying tonight, Dan? What do you got?
This is the wine red. What this? Mini humbuckers, vintage.
That's wine red.
Wine red. That's what it's advertised as. It's a beautiful guitar. Beautiful. Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you what, even with these mini humbuckers, man, it cooks. It cooks real good. It's got the weight relief. So it's easy to, when I'm recording, sitting here for hours, it doesn't just, you put one of them 10 pounders on there, it'll wear you out. But this thing right here is light. It's a beautiful guitar, and it cooks even with these little mini humbuckers in here. It really puts out a lot of sound. I like recording with this one. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. You would have enjoyed the random thumbs up.
The random.
It's the thumb on the, we've figured it out. It's the thumb on the neck of the guitar, and that's fireworks. Whenever he's sliding it up and down that neck of the guitar, his thumb goes up, boom, rando thumbs up. You would have enjoyed the show I did right before the Seahawks game last night. I was on there for about an hour when they were Christian DeLorme, the guy I met down in New Orleans last time I went. He did a show on CCR, and he had a full panel to do it with too.
Oh, really?
We were talking CCR last night, and they were getting into. Did they have humbuckers back in the '60s? And they were talking about the instruments and stuff, and they said they did have them back then.
Yeah.
You would have enjoyed the shit out of it. They were talking the guitars that he was using, and John
Fogerty
being the lead
CCR band. They had a unique sound, great writing. It was a great band, but as so many bands, they have some personalities in there that they just.
Oh, the brothers didn't get along worth a shit. That's and that's a shame. I hate to hear that about any brothers because me and my bro get along great.
We
don't see eye to eye on things, but we love each other at the end of the day.
Yeah, I'm not gonna look. We might not agree on everything, but don't stand in between me and my brother here. Because, we'll not end well for somebody.
Look, when we were kids, I was the older one. Anybody fucked with him, they got fucked up.
Yeah.
I'm the only one that's got the right to fuck him up. All right?
Beat my ass every day, but if anybody else beat my ass,
right?
What's going to happen?
Let's see. Tim says CCR. I heard it through the grapevine. They are good. Yes, absolutely. Nice. Sadly, I'm rarely online on the weekend. Need to catch that stream on playback. Yeah, go check it out. It's on Vinyl Revival's channel. You guys know our good friend Christian DeLorme, and it's on Rumble. So go check that out, man. I got to watch the rest of it too because I had to leave. I'm sure they went for a while because if you're going to do a CCR show, you're either doing like a couple of albums and that's it, or you're going to do multiple parts or whatever.
Look, they've got an extensive. very short period of time they were together, but their catalog
Like 7 albums, man. Yeah, it's a bunch of stuff.
And very influential band. Very influential.
I told the guys on the panel last night, I said, look, when they say American band, the 2 bands I think of instantly are the Eagles and CCR. That's the 2 I always think of.
Did anybody on the panel, I'm just curious, did anybody on the panel think that CCR was from the great state of Louisiana?
A lot of them. That was a big subject at the beginning of it. As much as they sing about bayous and all that stuff, they're from San Francisco. If you didn't,
they're from California.
From California,
yep.
Northern California. So, he put the link in there. Yeah, you guys go check that out. The link's right there for Christian DeLorme's Vinyl Revival show. Yes, they are from Northern California. They're from the San Francisco area. Okay, well, let's get to it, man. Look, boss. I haven't seen Dan in a while. You can get off my ass while I, say hi.
Yo.
He said, "No, it's time to get into the top of the heap, boys and girls.
Top of the heap.
Time to see what's going on with all the major news stories. And you know what always leads our version of it, because we don't want you to ever forget what's going on this planet right now."
Eject! Fire on the flight deck. This business will get out of control. It'll get out of control, and we'll be lucky to live through it.
So much death. What can men do against such reckless hate?
What can men do?
What can men do against reckless hate? What a great line. Of course, that's from my favorite movie series, The Lord of the Rings.
What can men do?
What can they do?
They can fuck it up is what they can do.
What'd you say? Say it again.
They can fuck it up is what they can do.
Yeah, they can fuck it up royally.
No,
the Ukraine war briefing. Kiev accuses Moscow of recklessness after oil tanker sinks in storm. 1 dead, while second tanker is in distress in Black Sea near occupied Crimea. What we know on day 1027. 1027.
Oil tanker sinks. Was it hit by the Ukrainians?
Let's see.
What was it?
Ukrainian officials accuse Moscow of recklessness on Sunday after one oil tanker sank and a second vessel ran aground at the Kerch Strait between mainland Russia and occupied Crimea during stormy weather. So apparently they were operating when they shouldn't have been. That doesn't look like it was anything had to do with the battle. But it's never good when an oil tanker goes down in your water. So it's
whoopsie.
Yeah, that's a mistake. Also, we've got this news. NATO jets scrambled in Poland after Russia launches massive bombardment of Ukraine's energy infrastructure. Look, I don't want to hear anybody else in this skirmish doing anything but the Russians and the Ukrainians. But it's starting to spill over, man. I mean, we've got North Korean troops linking up with the Russians there, and it's a bad scrape. You know, what I'm most worried about is, an expansion of the war, and it's looking more and more like it's going to happen. Hopefully the new administration can do something about this.
We hope that it's posturing and just being preparedness drills from these neighboring countries. I mean, it's been going on for quite some time now, and there hasn't been any seepage yet.
Just accidental here and there.
Hopefully
some of Poland was hit with missiles, if you remember, in the first year.
It's been a while ago. But hopefully, with the new administration coming on board, maybe Trump can get these guys into a freaking room and.
Well, he fancies himself the deal maker. I'm pretty sure he's going to try and get something going as far as talks go.
Well, yeah, I mean,
it's a good thing. So
you have to, if he's able to broker a deal, what are the terms of the deal? And, and any deal that he makes, it's going to have to be ratified by NATO for sure. They're not just going to, the United States just can't go in there and
Right.
so.
Well, I just think it's going to be a better move than what the previous administration's been doing, which is arming one side. And it's
Fueling the fire and making that money. So
Jim says at this point, call it a draw.
Call it a draw.
Call it a draw. Let's call it a draw. The same guys who accused Russia of shooting a rocket from Poland before it came out, it was a Ukrainian missile. Yeah, that's the incident I was talking about.
Well, and that's the thing. So much disinformation and unfounded information well, it's just you have to sift through that stuff and see what's real, what's not. It's hard to know. It really is hard to know, especially when they splash it out real time. And we're looking at our news feed going, okay, 2 hours ago is newer than 9 hours ago, and it's got the same headline. And where is the truth in there? So we know this. There's lives being lost.
Yes,
there's
a whole lot of stuff being destroyed.
I don't even know.
Also, another skirmish going on the planet. Look, they're still trying to get their hostages back, but Israel, now we haven't done this show in a couple of weeks. Since I saw Daniel last, Assad has been run out of Syria.
Yep.
He is seeking refuge, I think, in Russia. I think that's where he went to. But
wouldn't be surprised.
Look, Israel says, okay, they don't have their dictator. We're going to make sure that they can't blow us up. And they are nuking a lot of shit in Syria. Israel confirms attack on Syrian naval fleet. And have another article here about the Assad Tiger Force members who fed prisoners to lions publicly executed in Syria by the rebels. Things are going for the home.
These rebels
that Assad left behind. Yeah,
this is where the 50 million pounds is going to the freedom fighters over there.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Cool with that. Hopefully, their economy and their people can.
Well, this is the thing, and this has always been the policy of the United States. I'm not saying it's wrong or right or what, but they'd rather deal with the devil they know than the devil they don't, right? And now that he's gone, I'm sure we're keeping close eyes on what's going on there.
Well, yeah, you got the vacuum, and then whoever assumes power, that's where you got to really be close to them to see who they are and where they come from. Where they come from is a big thing, okay? Yeah. It's not what face they put out in public. Yeah. It's vet that person or that entity and see what they really stand for,
Yeah.
So,
and I'm glad you said something about vetting because just because you're reading articles, that's great, but get more than one source, guys. Always get more than one source, and you want corroboration about these things because sometimes, when Tulsi Gabbard was running for office, they called her an Assad apologist and a tool of Russia and all this other stuff. And nothing could be further from the truth. The girl's she's in the United States military, has been for years. It's silly what they do. I did put freedom fighters in quotations for a reason. Yeah, that's it. You got to vet them. You got to see what that's all about. Yeah. Back here in the States, a couple of big stories. I've got a lot of articles on them. I'm just going to read these out real quick, and then we're going to talk about them. First of all, Luigi, this moron is all over the place. Girls even think he's hot. Can you believe this shit, Daniel?
Well, you always have that. You always have that. Look at remember. You think about the what was it? Who was the guy from California, the Nightcrawler? I think they called him. Anyway, he was the one going around strangling all the women back in the early 70s. Mm-hmm. And when he went to court, there was women all over that guy.
Yeah. It's crazy. New York prosecutors charged suspect in United Health CEO killing with murder. Court records show. Also, Luigi's writings were revealed. Turns out he doesn't like corporate America very much. Also, hang on, let me close these.
There's a lot more to that.
Yeah, there's a lot more to it. Suspects, and we'll talk about it. Suspect arrested in United CEO. Healthcare CEO killing, went to an Ivy League school, and police say he showed ill will towards corporate America. Also, we've got this from The Hill, if I can get it to come up. Is this the real reason Luigi Mangione gunned down the United Healthcare CEO? And they talk about his mother dealing with chronic pain for years.
Yes.
And,
yes.
You know,
Let me tell you what, dude.
and she's mentioned in the manifesto too.
Absolutely.
Uh-huh.
I'm thinking that this is the key reason why he did what he did. But
Mm-hmm.
it behooves people in power, law, court system, whatever you want to call it, to paint this guy as some kind of radical, leftist, anti-corporate guy, because he took out a CEO of a major insurance company.
Yep.
So they can't, the people in power can't let that stand. So,
No.
and I'm sure they've got money people going, hey, we need to paint this guy as a freaking psychopath. To reinforce our system is good. He's just an outlier, blah, blah, blah. I'm telling you, this guy right here, he saw his mother suffer for a long time. And yeah, their family comes from money. Still, that doesn't matter. You read that article, those bills were stacking up to the point where they couldn't afford it, and they were getting denied, and things that could have helped her, denied. So here's one human being that said, you know what?
Yeah.
Not to my mother.
Luigi Mangione gets thousands for defense. Thank you for your service. Apparently, they opened a GoFundMe for him, and the fundraising goal was $50,000. Actually, I think the initial was 10,000. No, initially 50,000, and the goal is now 200,000 for his defense.
Well, you know, he acted, but this story can be told about, you know, people that have family members that were denied health care. Kim's aunt, she passed away, and Kim is convinced that if she had been allowed to get approved for a pacemaker, she would still be with us.
Yeah.
Denied, and died. Hell, I talked to Bo, man. You know how many hoops he's got to jump through just to get a new
imagine.
A new wheelchair? I mean, come on. Yeah, so this guy right here is, and you don't see a lot of people shedding tears for blah, 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 because that story can be told over and over and over and over again.
What he did was wrong.
Absolutely.
He should have gone about it in a different way.
What's done to the American people and the taxpayers and the people that work for a living and pay into these things, that's wrong. His policies increased the deny, if you will, from 19% of claims to 41% of claims. And when you deny, what does that do? Increase your profitability. It increased. They made freaking buttloads of money. Why? Because they're not giving out, care that people are paying for.
I wish I had it to show you. They had a graph of these different companies and what their turn down rate was, whatever you want to call it, denial rate, whatever it was. Theirs is like 34%. They lead that industry.
Sure.
And
if you people want to know about
a lot of the bean counters with these companies, they give out bonuses if they spend less money. It's ridiculous.
Hell yeah.
Not the right way to do it.
So people in the thread, people that are watching this show, if you want to see what we're talking about in very simple terms, watch the movie Rainmaker. Yeah. You watch that movie, and this is exactly what we're talking about right here. It's exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah. I'm just saying what he did was wrong. He should have gone about it a different way.
Sure.
But it definitely shines a light on a glaring problem. You know,
he should have done what they did in Rainmaker and take that company to court,
right,
and sue their freaking brains out and just killed them.
Exactly, right. Another thing it's shining a light on, and I don't have an article on it, but this is a well-known thing about it, is these ghost guns. In other words, these 3D printed guns that you can put together. They've got to get a handle on that, man. You know, I'm a big Second Amendment guy, but you know, when you can have an unregistered gun like that, it's a pretty scary thing. I mean, anybody can get one, you know.
Anybody can get one.
Put it together. Yeah. Wrong-thinking people get their campaigns canceled, and he still got his. Wow, yeah, it's crazy. But anyway, that story's been going on, and we've also got this one. Multiple drones
This
enter
is disturbing to me, man.
airspace in New Jersey Naval Station, officials say. We've also got, I've got a bunch of stuff on this too. We've got some video here. Let me go ahead and blow this up real quick. Don't need any sound, but this is some of the video that people have been shooting of these drones in New Jersey. And some of these are like 8 feet across that they're seeing, the wingspans of them and stuff. Yeah, this person was shooting it in their backyard.
Bro,
yeah.
I mean, this and over the naval state base there, this is disturbing to me.
Yeah.
It really is disturbing. But we've got to get a handle on that.
Yeah, I would imagine. Mysterious drones shut down runways at New York Airport, causing hotel to defend feds step in. Gone too far, they say. I got a few more here. Let's see. Drone fell out of the sky. New Jersey 911 caller claims. And the Pentagon finally addressed this week. They say it's not Iranians off the coast, anything like that, but they're not saying anything else about it either.
How do they know?
Really answering the questions. Yeah.
They need to give us more fucking information because this stuff is all over the place. And people in Jersey and those local areas, I'm sure they're bothered by this.
Oh, yeah. You know
so
they are.
Stop treating us like we're infants and give us some fucking information.
But you know what, Dan? You notice this isn't happening in the Bible Belt. Because it would be target practice time. and they're telling the people in New Jersey not to shoot at these things.
They've taken the teeth out of the freaking East Coast, man. If anybody want to invade the United States, land in New York and just work your way across.
Yeah.
They would have a problem when they hit Pennsylvania, though.
Right. Rainmaker. It's one with Cara Danes and Matt Damon. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Tim says they know who it is and they don't care. Well, that's one way of looking at it. But Donald Trump thinks he's solved the mystery, boys and girls.
National freaking security, man.
It may be because
do your fucking job already.
Christie's getting larger because of the drones. That's what Donald Trump says is going on right here.
He should do, as long as this drone thing is a problem, he should do a different picture every day.
Right.
Like Dunkin' Donuts, Burger King, whatever.
Vince goes, it was just Chris. Oh, damn, too slow.
Too slow.
I thought that was great. I about fell out of my chair when I saw it, man.
That's Donald Trump's whipping boy from here to eternity now.
You know it, bro. All right, look, man. I can laugh at my brother, can I?
Nope.
Yo.
He said, no, we need the jockstrap, bro.
Jockstrap.
He says it's time for the jockstrap.
My dude. Oh, look out. Oh, in the face. He is lucky he had a face mask because that was going to hit him right in the bridge of the nose.
I'm telling you, bro. We got a lot of jockstrap this week for it being,
Oh, he's yanking him up there, bro. He's jacking him. Oh, in the face.
All right, cut daddy's been smacked around enough, refs. All right. That's not the one I wanted to do right now.
No, sister.
That's not it. This is the one I wanted to do right now. Trump gets warm welcome as he watches the Army-Navy game.
There you go.
Alongside key allies, nominees, and Daniel Penny. This was Saturday afternoon at the Army-Navy game. They call it America's game. And, it didn't go so well for my Black Knights. They got kind of punked by Navy.
Well, look, maybe they had a letdown because they won their conference, man. That was huge.
Right. They
beat a very good.
They had a great season. They only lost to Notre Dame. That was their only loss. And
they beat a very good Tulane team to win that conference. So that's kick-ass, dude.
They you're right, Dan. They probably used it up against Tulane.
Sure.
But what it was, look, Army doesn't throw the ball very often. They run a lot. They're ground pounders. And every time they threw, Navy picked off that kid, man. They were ready for it. It was bad. He threw like 3 or 4 picks in the game. It was bad. Man.
Whoopsie.
Yeah. So I can't remember what the final score was. Let's see if they've got it down here.
It was a whole lot of nothing, dude. I'm telling you.
Right.
That score was out of control.
It wasn't too bad, but we.
Oh, it was terrible. They got freaking slaughtered.
31-13. 31-13. That was
they got slaughtered, dude.
Yeah, they got slaughtered. But from what Knock tells me, that's the way Navy was playing right up until Notre Dame broke their ass. So, and I wasn't surprised. That game is kind of like the Oklahoma-Texas game. You just throw the records out, man, because these guys know each other so well that it's their Super Bowl, and they're going to play their guts out for it.
They are. Just Navy was the better team that day.
They were. Yeah.
What are you gonna
do? Next up, we've got the NFL and what's going on there.
Well, what you'll never see at an Army-Navy game or an Army-Air Force or Air Force-Navy game, you'll never see big brawls in the middle of the freaking field after the game's over. You're just not going to see that.
No, you're not going to see that. They don't fight, because at the end of the day, I've said this several times. It's funny, before we move on to the NFL. I've said it several times, these academies play each other all the time, and it's rivalries and everything. But at the end of the day, they're all on the same team.
They're all on the same team because they're going to go to war together.
Forces. They're all going to serve together. So that you're never going to see that kind of stuff there. But anyway, let's take a look at the schedule, the playoffs in particular. The playoffs. Hang on, I hit the wrong button here. I think if I hit games and then I go down to playoff picture, here it is. Okay, playoffs. Of course, the top seeds in both setups. It looks like we're not going to see much movement. I just don't think.
Did the Lions lose?
The Lions lost to the Buffalo Bills. Yes, the Buffalo Bills tore them a new ass yesterday, bro. And they came back. They only lost by a touchdown. But I mean, of course, Dan Campbell made some bad decisions. He went for an onside kick when he didn't need to, and some other things. But I mean, look, it's pretty clear who the MVP of the league is right now, and it's
Jaden Daniels. You're right. Yeah.
No, it's not. That's Rookie of the Year. The MVP is Josh Allen, man. I hate to say it, but he is.
The wank.
He's playing off the chain. Yes, he is. The Steelers lost yesterday too to Philly, and
Philly is coming on. Okay,
yeah,
Philly
they are
gotten healthy all of a sudden, and you got that Saquon Barkley who's hitting on all cylinders now. Which the Giants are freaking stupid. I mean,
now, these are the teams. The ones we're seeing here are just ones that have locked up playoff spots. Okay, they've
Look
all
at the Vikings 11-2, man.
Yeah, 11-2, and they're in. So are the Eagles.
They just keep working it.
And the Eagles, look, if it comes right down to it, the only thing that's keeping the Eagles to being number one is the fact that their losses have been against NFC opponents. The friggin' Lions lost. I think. Well, they got one to the Bills. I can't remember who the other one is to.
They lost to. I think they lost the first game, didn't they? Hell, I don't even know.
But anyway, the Ravens, Broncos, and Chargers all look like they're still gonna get in as wild cards. Meanwhile, these two are going to be division champs, but that could change hands. I doubt it, though. After the way my Seahawks looked yesterday, I'm pretty sure the Rams are going to win the division. We have to play them the last week of the season. It's going to come right down to that one.
Didn't they lose Cooper Kupp?
No, he's back. That's why they're winning now.
But I know somebody's got him on his fantasy team, and he got 0 points.
Yeah, well, everything's going to Puka Nacua right now, dude. I mean, he's tearing it up.
What?
But Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers are still leading the South. Atlanta, if they beat the Raiders tonight, could be within earshot of that. They have one more game against each other down the stretch, and then you got the Commanders in there at the last spot. But it looks like the NFC is set to me.
How come I don't see the Saints in there anymore? What's the deal?
Well, Dan. I mean, what are you going to do? Also, in the world of sport, we've got an Ole Miss quarterback, Walker Howard, Lafayette native, reportedly enters the transfer portal. I put that one in there for you. So he may be coming back to LSU. I think he actually was recruited by LSU and ended up going to Ole Miss for a couple of years. So,
well, yeah, he's we're in the outfit right there. Are we going to talk about when are you going to talk about this transfer portal at the end? Huh?
At the end, I'm going to get into it big time. Yes, my final word is about one of those subjects. Let's look at the college football playoff while we're on
Let's
college
look at it.
football. The first now, these are not bowl games. The first round is all home games for the higher seed. Okay, so you've got Texas versus Clemson. Clemson being the only conference champ that's in the second round, or excuse me, in the first round. All the rest are in the first round waiting.
Wins their conference and has to go on the road.
Right. And Texas is
To the
ranked number 5.
Longhorn.
Yes, the Longhorns. Yes, Dan. Yes. And the winner of that game will go on to play Arizona State. These things are set already. Okay. They were I believe they were the Big 12 champs.
Yes, they were.
And what's funny to me is the Pac-10 blows up and they go out and win 2 other conferences.
Yes, they
Because
did.
the next one, Oregon is waiting in the wings for probably the best matchup of the first round, Tennessee going into Ohio State. So
Ohio State gets a frick.
yeah, they got the home game over the SEC team. Yes, they did. Yeah. Well, I mean, they had a better record this year, so what are you going to do?
Well, yeah, you're going to have a better record when you play dumb.
I know. Yeah.
Absolute dumb.
Boise State, another conference champ, is waiting in the wings for SMU or Penn State. Penn State, to me, I'm Missouri with them now. You got to show me. You got to step up and beat this team.
Yeah, Penn
now.
State. Look, going to pull for them. Are we doing predictions on this, or what are we doing?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
I just want to go ahead and lay out the first bit here.
Sure,
and then we've got that surprise team this year, Indiana, going into Notre Dame.
Should not be in the playoff.
You're talking about Indiana should be in the playoffs? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I knew you weren't saying that about
Played
Notre Dame.
one good team and got slaughtered. Absolutely slaughtered.
And they're waiting in the wings to face the team nobody I think wants to play. Freaking Georgia or Oregon. I think those two teams, they're almost shoo-ins. But who do you think? You're the college guru, man. Who do you think? You think Texas is going to finally beat a decent team this year?
Well, look, okay, so Texas got the Cush schedule.
Now it's playoff time.
Now it's okay. So now it's playoff time, and look at first round, Clemson.
Yeah,
they're going to wear out Clemson. Clemson's about the most Cush team in the whole playoff.
Yeah.
So they'll beat Clemson going away.
Okay, so we're going to end up with Texas and Arizona. Okay,
yeah.
Gotcha. Then we've got Tennessee going into Ohio State. Do they have enough to beat them in the horseshoe, bro? That quarterback's kind of up and down, Dan.
That's
it
the thing
depends
about
on his play, right?
Is so inconsistent, and Ohio State at home, they're tough at home. Mm-hmm. I would probably take Ohio State in that game. I hate to do it, but yeah.
Okay, and they're going to face Oregon. They're not getting past those guys, I don't think.
Oregon's going to be there. Oregon's tough. Yeah.
Yeah. SMU is going to play Penn State.
They have to go to Penn State?
They have to go to Penn State, yes.
They will lose at Penn State.
Okay, so
they're just not used to playing in that kind of environment. You're talking about 100,000 plus there. It's going to be a whiteout game. Yeah.
Gotcha. And they're going to face Boise. That's who they're going to play. Yeah. And then you've got Indiana going to get thumped, according to you, by Notre Dame, which I can understand.
Notre Dame at home in front of Touchdown Jesus, going to wear them out, dude.
Okay, so that makes the second round Notre Dame versus Georgia.
Georgia.
Okay, Georgia moves on. Penn State versus Boise.
Oof.
Woof, rough. I know. Yeah.
The thing is that Boise runs
remember,
the ball.
These games are going to be played on neutral fields.
Sure.
Remember that. This is he's predicting that Georgia is going to bust up Notre Dame in the All-State Sugar Bowl.
Yeah, at that neutral site, the Sugar Bowl for Georgia.
Right. The Sugar Bowl, which is played where? Arthur Blank Stadium.
Like 2 houses down, 2 houses over.
You've got
I like Boise State. I hate to say it, but I like Boise State because they run the football so well.
Yeah. Okay. So he's got Boise winning the Fiesta Bowl.
Yeah.
Then you've got the Rose Bowl with Ohio State and Oregon.
Yeah.
They are now conference rivals.
Sure. And you know what?
Did they play each other this year? I don't remember if they did or not.
I don't know if they did or not. I think they did, but this is an old Rose Bowl rivalry game because Oregon Pac-12 used to play the Big Ten in the Rose Bowl.
The Big Ten and Pac-12. Yep.
So I'm going to go with I'll go with Oregon because Ohio State just doesn't have enough.
Okay.
They don't have enough.
And
too many athletes on Oregon's side.
Texas going into the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl against Arizona State.
If you have not seen Arizona State play, they've got a tailback that's just
dude, number 4.
He's like a road
man,
grader.
I can't remember that guy's name, but my God, he is a beast.
He's a
that
beast.
Dude runs people over. It's like watching the bus.
Well, yeah, and they've got a great offensive line, and if they have to pass it because they have such a good play action game, they've got a good quarterback. I would take Arizona for the win.
Okay, so you're saying the first round doesn't matter. All the friggin' top 4 are going to make it. So that will be Arizona State versus Oregon. That'll be a good game.
Ooh, Oregon.
And then you've got Georgia versus Boise State.
Georgia.
I
think it'll be an Oregon-Georgia bowl game, and I hate to say it, I have to go Oregon for the win. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They got so many athletes, man.
That and their quarterback play is much better.
So many athletes.
Now, is the Georgia quarterback going to be playing in that game?
I don't know.
Because he got injured in the last week.
He did, but it's like 2 weeks to. Yeah. It was an elbow. I don't know. I don't know what his story is.
So you heard his prediction. He's pretty sure that Oregon.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Oregon all the way out.
The Ducks.
Yeah.
The Ducks. I've told you the story about the wrong guy saying "fuck the Ducks" at the Independence Bowl party at Cowboys, right? I've told you that story, right? Oh, it's the biggest bar brawl I've ever seen. I'll put it to you this way, Dan. We're mopping up at the end of the night. You know how it went there at closing time. You hung out with Dwayne once or twice. The lights would come up. They'd give last call. And the lights are up. Everybody's already gone downstairs. I'm sitting here cleaning up the bar. Me and Deanne were dating at the time. We weren't married yet. She was a waitress, right?
Daniel's already put a hole in the bathroom wall.
No, of course. But we had a security call, right? S1 was something's hinky, right? With somebody, right?
Yeah.
Might be somebody too drunk, falling over, whatever. Sure. S2 meant a couple of guys who were squaring off, you know.
Yeah.
S3 meant there was a fight going on.
Yeah.
S4 meant there was a weapon involved. You never wanted to hear that, right? The DJ comes over the PA. He doesn't even give a security go. He says, all male personnel to the front door, right? And I'm like, what the fuck is this? I look over the banister because, you know, I worked that one by the pool rooms at the wraparound bar.
Sure.
I go up to the banister and I look down and my boss has got 3 huge football players all ready to beat each other up. They've all got a piece of his jacket. They're pulling him all over the goddamn place, Robert Rogers. Oregon was playing, I think they were playing Louisiana Tech. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But this is back in the day when they had the rally in the alley for the bowl game and everything. It was really huge. And we, at Cowboys, we always we hosted them the weekend before the game, the Saturday night before the game. And oh my God, it was on and popping, dude. I went running down there and friggin' helped out getting things broke up and shit. It was crazy, dude. It was absolutely nuts. There was tables flying everywhere. And these are large human beings. If you've never been around football players, these guys are massive. You know, most linemen average 6'2", 6'3", and they are not small guys.
I tell you my story when we went to the Star and got the tour and everything, and once they found out that Kim was the daughter of Harvey Martin, Charles Haley came out, gave us a hug, and I mean, I couldn't get my hands around him.
Yeah,
he was huge,
massive,
and he wasn't even one of the biggest guys playing.
He's got to be in his 50s. He's got to be our age, right? Yeah.
But you think about that, Charles Haley was not one of the biggest guys on the field.
No, he wasn't. He was a speedster. He was kind of sleek back then. Yeah, but he's huge.
Big man. I couldn't believe how big the guy was.
Yep. Awesome one is in. He says, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
All right. let's get moving here. Don't want to get too behind. We get to talking about things. We'll get sidetracked. Joe Burrow under police investigation. I said that I saw that friggin' thing. Yeah, and I was like, what is this all about? This is one of those sensational headlines. Joe Burrow's house got broken into, guys. But what I think is funny about it is, first of all, that some insider that knows something about the NFL, Danny's pretty sure, is doing this because, we've heard about the Chiefs.
Kelsey, Mahomes, Burrow, these guys' houses are getting broken into.
But what's
these guys
funny
do
about
not live on the street like we do. These are probably gated communities.
Oh, yeah, they're gated communities. Yeah. Woman who phoned in Joe Burrow burglary identified as 22-year-old model. Well, the robbery at Bengals QB Joe Burrow's $7 million home exposes his relationship with Victoria's Secret model.
Crank caller.
I can't talk right now. I'll have to call you back. His side piece got exposed by calling 911, man. Oh, that's
my dude. Come on,
man. Your game's got to be.
I don't care how much money you give somebody, they're going to be who they are, and we always turn out to be our worst enemy, man.
Did they burrow underneath it?
Burrow underneath.
Oh, look, man, I want you guys to give all your good will vibes and prayers if you do that to my man, Randy Moss. He's probably my favorite wide receiver besides Steve Largent in history. I love this guy from West Virginia. He's been diagnosed with cancer. He's battling liver cancer, guys.
So, not liver cancer.
Yes, liver cancer. So you guys send all the good hopes and vibes out to my man, Randy Moss. Love this guy. I mean, his antics are legendary. Mooning Packer fans, and
I love it.
When he played with Tom Brady, they had just one of the most feared passing attack in the NFL at that time. They almost had a perfect season together. If it wasn't for that guy Eli Manning, but
the Book of Eli, bro, what are you gonna do, man?
Yeah, what are you gonna do? Book of Eli, you can't stop the Book of Eli.
You can't stop the Book of Eli.
No, that New England Patriots team just had a problem with the NFC East. Period, man. Because they couldn't.
Look at the score. That was another. Again, they had the lead with less than 2 to go.
Yeah,
and the Book of Eli was dropping to perfection. What are we gonna do?
That one down the fucking sideline he hit late in that game.
No problem. What's the problem? Let's do this.
But anyway, send
out my jock strap while I win another Super Bowl.
For my man. Also, another ex-New England Patriot. We got some big news about him this week. Check it out. Bill Belichick reaches 5-year deal to coach North Carolina. He was introduced this week as the new head coach. And apparently, Belichick's buyout will drop $9 million before he even coaches a game at North Carolina. Wow.
Big smile on his face. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
And I think caveat to him coaching there, his son has got to be involved in like when he steps down, his son's either going to be a part of the staff, or I would imagine he's part of the staff.
Yeah.
I mean, the university wouldn't just say, okay, when you plan to retire, we're going to hand it off to him. That wouldn't go so well.
No.
But in today's portal world,
mm-hmm.
he's going to be a good fit because it's not about recruiting anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to recruit a little bit. You still do that, but it's about money now.
There's going to be some people
coming. This guy knows
in.
how to talk to businessmen.
Yeah.
That's the professional athlete is.
Yep. And and we're going to talk about that more with my final word tonight.
Sure.
We'll get to it here in a little bit. But we're running behind. We got to keep going. Bill Belichick's coaching style, though, is one of a firm hand. But we've got a story here that just it just speaks to today's athlete. High school football coach fired after asking team to work out and lift weights in the off season. What?
Yeah, if anybody's ever played football, from Pop Warner on up, it was nothing to do 2-a-days in the summertime.
No.
Lifting weights, getting prepped for the year because you want to have your wind up and you want to be physically ready to go when that season starts. And the idea that this guy Yeah, I read that article, and that's just a sign of the times now.
Yeah.
I mean,
Today's
that's
athlete-
why, you look at every game now. That's why you see so many guys not tackling well. It's a physical game, and they're not willing to get in there and wrap and do the fundamental things that used to be taught from Pop Warner on up in two-a-days, tackling drills, contact drills. We were full pads in Louisiana in the summertime.
Yeah.
So
I'm not allowed to do that anymore.
Sign of the times, and I can't believe that, but that's the way it
Vince
is. Now.
Womack says, "Oh no, that's fat shaming." Yeah, right, exactly, right. That's crazy. All right, look, boss. Look, I know we're behind, but damn, leave me alone.
Yo.
He said it's time for the flicks, man. Said it's time to get going with the stuff coming out of Hollywood. Hollywood, what's up? Hollyweird. So we're gonna get into it. We got the box office. Yeah.
Every time I look at that golden diaper.
This week's box office, Moana 2 is still raking in with 26 million. Wicked, 22 million.
Down 48%. What's up?
It's down. People are going to be going next week, when it's Christmas and they're off work and everything.
Wicked.
Raven, the one I was looking forward to seeing that I'm hearing nothing but bad stuff about now. Couldn't go see it this weekend because we had a vendor market that I forgot about.
I just never felt any heat off of that because number
one, I like the guy that plays him. Now, Aaron Taylor Johnson's a good actor, man.
That character is not a hero. He's a villain to Spider-Man, and I'm like, how is this
Venom is a villain in Spider-Man's books?
I don't get the freaking dynamic, man. They're just throwing spaghetti against the wall and trying to make money. Is all they're trying to do.
Yeah,
and it's not happening with that one, I guess. So.
Yeah. Gladiator 2 is gone down to single-digit millions. It's at 7 million. And Lord of the Rings: The War of the Rohirrim, Girl Boss film. That's a cartoon of Lord of the Rings. It made 4.6 million. Nobody's going to go see that. But that's what went on with the box office. And as you saw, it's riding high with 717 million globally. That's Moana 2. Wicked is already past $500 million with 525 billion. And Pushpa 2.
Hell yeah, Pushpa 2.
Record-breaking run. It's an Indian movie, and it's apparently very popular. But there's little appetite for my man Craven. So, yeah, it made more internationally. It made like 15 million internationally. He's giving the thumbs down. Where's the graphic, man? What happened? You didn't get a thumbs down. What's going on? Oh, there it goes. I was about to say, it's a rainy day. But, yeah, that's what went on with the box office. And like I said, I hate to see it, man, because I am a fan of the Spider-Man verse. So, I was really looking forward to seeing this one, but it doesn't look like it did very well. And then we've got pregnant Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly split weeks after baby news report. They apparently she found some shit on his phone that he's messing around on her. So she's
no way.
Right with the baby on the way.
Nowhere.
Imagine
who gives a shit?
Yeah, nobody cares about those two. But I that whole story cracks me up because they had a story a year ago about them drinking blood together, trying to be vampire like and all this other shit. And now all of a sudden she's gonna have a kid and she don't want to be around a guy, right?
Couple geniuses.
Got it. Yeah, geniuses. Well, speaking of geniuses, here's my man
Diddy Files.
Jim Carrey said he came out of retirement because he needs money. He's the latest A-lister to open up about taking roles to boost their finances. This is kind of a blown out of proportion headline. If you read the article, he just says, "Hey, I just bought some new stuff and I need to pay for it." Which is what any of us would do, right? But yeah.
I mean, this guy was about telling Hollywood to go F themselves and how fake they are and rah, and here he goes.
Right. And now he's back. Now he's back in the Sonic franchise. What, people watch movies?
All right.
Only for fat and lazy people. Stop it, man. Is Pushpa short for push Pelosi down the stairs?
Yes, it is.
Megan Fox
Yes,
didn't age well. No, she didn't. No wonder in Biden's economy. Yeah, no doubt. Okay. Jamie Foxx also is in the news, requires stitches after having glass thrown at his face during a restaurant altercation. He just can't stay out of the headlines.
During a restaurant altercation.
Yep.
Why are you?
What?
Why are you having a restaurant altercation? Man?
Yeah, why? You know, I don't understand.
Why'd you bring a gun into space, man?
Yeah, what are you doing with a gun in space?
Space.
Also, it's been announced that Barbie 2 sequel is coming. It's in its early stages. So,
thank God.
You guys know about that, so you can watch football in peace whenever it comes out, right? And this, we got this news today that the new Superman trailer is going to drop on Thursday. And I did pull this up so you guys could check it out. It's a motion poster.
Superman.
And it actually has some of the soundtrack on it. Let me pop this open so you guys can hear it real quick. Hang on.
Who is this Superman?
Who is this Superman? It sounds kind of John Williamsy, man. It's pretty cool. Russians are the only ones who actually fired a gun in space.
What are you doing with a gun?
I like it, man. I think that's cool. I think that's really cool.
Look, nothing ever beats. Bum, blah, bum, bum.
This,
Bum, blah,
yeah.
bum, bum.
Yeah.
Bum, blah, bum, bum. Bum, 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 blah, bum, bum. Ba-da, ba, 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 bum, ba, ba, ba. Man, that's kick-ass, dude. I'm getting goosebumps right now.
Yeah, I know. It makes you want to go watch it right this second, doesn't it? Yeah, man. It's
Awesome
great stuff.
When he breaks out, the sun comes up behind the planet, dude. I'm like, that's what's up, man.
Yep. Oh man, we love that Christopher Reeve stuff. I mean, dude, right up until Man of Steel, me and Daniel had gone to see every Superman movie together.
And
I'm not even a big Superman fan. I'm a fan of the movies, though.
Who is this
Superman? All right, boys and girls, it's time to finish up the flicks with that newest segment that you know and love, the Diddy Files.
The Diddy, my dude.
Want to check out those people that are off the chain, off the chain,
just way off the charts,
they're
man.
way off the reservation, Daniel. Holy shit, they're off the reservation.
Going crazy with the baby oil and illegal illicit drugs, and just
telling you,
wiping
man,
people out. Oh my God, all kinds of
nuts.
perversion.
Yeah, first one we got here today. Sean Diddy Combs' accuser claims star sodomized him at 2007 party. I hate that word. Says alleged assault still affects every single aspect of his life.
Bro, you read that article.
This dude, man.
If that's true, if you read that article, it's disturbing, dude. He drugged him. It's almost like they hit him with the that paralyzing agent that you can't move, but you know everything's happening around you.
Oh no, really?
Like acetylcholine or some shit, whatever that. Anyway, whatever drugs they're introducing to these people, it really wipes them out, and they can't defend themselves. And this dude right here got just freaking.
Let me ask you something. Since you brought that up, doesn't that make them basically a necrophiliac? I mean, come on. The only difference between doing that or a corpse is the temperature of the
body temp.
I mean, come on. Yikes.
It makes a perverted whack job. What
Diddy's male accuser tells CNN he was screaming for Mogul to stop. What the hell? Oi!
Stop plowing my...
Say again? What'd you say?
Nothing. Forget it.
Bro. Oh, Vince has been watching a lot of DC animated movies on Tubi. Yeah, I'm just not into the animated stuff. I watch a few of those things, but I hear the Batman animated series is one of the greatest things ever made. So I do need to check that out. The Did or Diddy Not Files. Okay, gotcha. You need to extend that to include the Jay-Z files. Well, yeah. That happened while we were on hiatus for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, Jay-Z's
you heard about the Jay-Z thing. Yep. That's why you don't work for a mogul or for a morgue, but rather a crematorium. Yes, exactly. Don't be tempted. Nah. Let's see. 3 men accuse Sean Diddy Combs of drugging and raping them at New York City Hotel. All of this is just all the same stuff. Diddy gives up on trying to get out of jail before trial.
Yeah,
it's about damn time they're not letting you out of jail, bro.
Just stop it already. Stop.
Well, initially, whenever he was first arrested, he paid off his mansion. Okay, he paid off. I think he had like 17 or 18 million left on the mansion, and he paid it off thinking that he could wear a bracelet around his ankle and hang out in the fucking mansion.
You're going to bankroll, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, idiot. Judge, if that's not an option, let me just go to a private island and be there. And what am I, a lunatic? No.
Right? The judge said, no. What are you, stupid? I'm not letting you out of my sight, pal. I'm going to put you in where we put Epstein. Is that a death warrant? Oh, I'm sorry.
You're using other inmates' phones to contact freaking witnesses and threat? What?
Yeah. This guy's been pulling out the stops, man. He just, oof.
He's continuing to do the things that he did when he was on the outside. And in his world, he should be able to get away with that.
Yes, absolutely. He is totally not a flight risk.
Right? The fun bus has run its course for P. Diddy.
Oh, man. Well, okay, boss. Look, just relax. Do you have to?
Yo, 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 yo.
Yo, yo, yo.
He said, yo, 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 yo. And he also gave me one of these.
Know what I mean? Know what I mean? Nuts, know what I mean? Say no more.
Say no more?
Said it's time for earthquakes, bro. He said it's time for earthquakes.
Could be candid photography.
Candid photography could be taken on holiday.
On holiday.
Could be taken on holiday. All right, let's get into these earthquakes. These things that just destroy entire cities.
Bro. I mean, come on now.
Things that just shake the earth so bad that people can't put their makeup on.
I don't think the earth is shaking too bad right now, but these things are not properly built, so.
Paper mache houses?
You can see that.
Bankruptcy judge, I told you I'd follow up on this. Bankruptcy judge rules against the Union's acquisition of InfoWars. So that is, I mean, I'm not defending Alex Jones at all, but, if you want to get more money for those Sandy Hook people, which what I believe was the aim.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
you can't set a precedent here.
Yeah.
The court,
that would allow people just
somebody
to screw somebody over.
Yeah. Future cases and go,
exactly. So that's a good one for tort reform there. Then we've got, what do we got here? Oh yeah. U.S. cop quits 21-year-old job after secret career in adult film is revealed. Yeah,
maybe she was working
bills and foreclosure,
undercovers,
rising costs. Shannon Laughlin, 44, turned to the adult film industry to survive.
She was working undercover.
Undercover, boys and girls, undercover. That's for sure. Christian is in here. I already plugged your
bonjour, everybody. Bonjour,
buddy. Good to see you. But yeah. Oh, he says he just tipped the bartender, huh? Well, let me go check that out real quick.
Tip the bartender.
That just means he sent me a little thank you.
Absolutely.
In the form of
cold hard cash.
Let me jump into this real quick, and I'll see what it is. And it's not letting me. It's not letting me.
It's not letting me.
I tell you what. Type it in the chat for me, buddy, and I will let everybody know what it was. Thank you very much. I will check it out soon. Sometimes when I set this up, it's not signed in, and I can't look at it.
You should have the video queued up for every time somebody sends you a tip. Queue up. Muchas gracias.
Yeah, I need to get the muchas gracias going, but I'm gonna give him a good one. I'm gonna give him the one that pretty much defines every one of my shows these days.
Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go.
Thank you, Christian. I appreciate you, man. I always appreciate you, dude. Yeah, like I said, I was on his show last night, and Danny, you should go watch it. You'd enjoy it.
Hell yeah.
He was talking all about CCR last night.
CCR, man.
One of the greatest bands ever. Okay, so next up, We've
No
got
diggity.
this is interesting because they've been trying to, hell, I do believe the guy that we worked for back in the day, Ronald Reagan, started the Star Wars initiative, trying to come up with a missile shield for
Yeah, they thought he
anti-ballistic
was
missiles.
crazy, but he was not that crazy.
No, he was not that crazy.
very
And we've been
forward-thinking.
trying to perfect this for years, but apparently we finally had a successful test. We had a U.S. missile test, and it intercepts and downs a ballistic target from Guam Air Base. So this is the first time we've ever been able to hit a ballistic target. Now, I'm sure you've heard of the Patriot system, which is what the Israelis use for their Iron Dome, is what they call it. But that's a big component of it. That's good for intermediate missiles and stuff like that, but not ballistic missiles. Ballistic missiles are a totally different animal, and it's hard to hit those. So this is a good sign that maybe we might have a way to thwart this stuff in the future. Thought that
Would be
was
nice.
interesting. Yeah, it would be nice. Biden commutes roughly 1,500 sentences and pardons 39 people in biggest single day act of clemency. 15,000 sentences. Wow. That's
how does one get on the freaking pardon list, man?
Hang on one second. Christian says, and Daniel, I'm confused about you, buddy. You're an Air Force vet, yet you're a trucker. Love from Canada.
Absolutely. Yep. 8 years in the Air Force, and trucking's in our blood, man. So I got lucky. I got permanently laid off because they had downsizing at the plant that I was working at, and because of that downsizing, the state of Pennsylvania paid for my retraining, and I said, "What? I want a CDL. I want to drive truck." So
yeah, and he enjoyed the hell out of it. He drove cross country. Yeah.
There was 37 people that went into my class at TMC Trucking, and I was the only one that got into a truck. I am more proud of that than making it through basic and tech school in the military, because that was difficult to say the least.
Tough, huh? Yep. Yeah. Well, go ahead with what your comments were on this one, Danny. I didn't mean to cut you off. I just wanted to recognize.
Yeah, I mean, you should look at the list of people that got pardoned, man. You talk about big money people too, and some of these hardened criminals. How does one get onto this freaking pardon list? Not to mention his son. Look, if you're going to do felonies, make sure your old man is the president of the United States. So
right.
Yeah, that's
that's nuts.
And he went hog wild.
We've said it before, man. You get the justice that you can afford. That's it. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Former Aetna CEO says he'd eliminate employer-sponsored insurance to fix the U.S. healthcare industry in wake of United Healthcare shooting. He's just giving advice, is what he's doing.
Yeah.
Eliminate employee-sponsored insurance. Interesting thought there. I don't know what that would do for it, but that's for bigger minds than me.
That's on the thread. I'd like to see that. I didn't see that one.
You didn't see that one? Hang on.
No, I need to read that one. See what his idea is.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But anyway, let's see. Vince says 10-year span is unprecedented and should be challenged in some way. I hear you.
Yeah.
Christian says the great thing of truckers, our office windows face the world.
It really is. I can tell you right now, it was hard work. It was before the age of computerized hours, because they'll shut the truck down now.
Mm-hmm.
We had to fudge, to make it, averaging about 2.5 hours of sleep. But I saw the United States in a way that I would never see any other way. Yeah.
One of the guys on the show last night, he's a trucker, and his name is Big Bad Wolf, and he was doing it from the cab of his truck. He was waiting to unload. He had to wait all night.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And you're still on the clock, waiting. Because if you're in line and you fall asleep, that truck behind you is going to go around you. You'll be waiting forever. So it was pretty difficult back then. And now they got the computers, and a lot of these big rigs are automatic now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, for me, the most stressful thing was getting in and out of the shipping and receiver, because you got the Ram McNally out on your steering wheel and you're trying to get through the exploded view of the city. Now, with nav systems, give me a break. You talk about easy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, next one. Danny put this one up. I could not believe this shit when I read it. She put laxatives in her lunch to catch whoever was eating at the office, landing them in the hospital.
No doubt. So she's at the job and she's watching what she eats. So she buys a lot of these health dishes and they're expensive, right? Anybody who tries to eat healthy knows you're going to pay through the nose, right? So, and she puts her name on, her lunch kit, puts it in her refrigerator, and every day somebody is chowing down on her stuff to the point where they put the stuff back, the empty Tupperware bowl, put it back in there and just leave it there, right? So she comes in for lunch and she's got no lunch. So what does she do? She doctors that sucker up with laxatives because she wants to know, who's doing this because nobody's fessing up. Turns out it's her freaking manager that was doing it. He ends up in the hospital. So now she's worried about losing her job, right? So
that's crazy, man. That is crazy.
He was the one eating her freaking food.
Unbelievable. ABC News settles Donald Trump's defamation suit for $15 million.
Got him.
Love it. Anytime this asshole right
that
here.
That guy is a douche nozzle of infinite
He is the biggest dork on the planet. I can't stand that dude. He is so inflammatory. If you don't know who that is, that's George Stephanopoulos. He was the guy. He was the campaign manager for Bill Clinton.
About this tall.
And he's about 4 foot knee high.
He's SMO.
Good for Trump. They get that guy, no doubt. It's ABC News. Got to fit the bill for his stupid ass. This is scary shit. Luxury real estate brothers lured dozens of women over 2 decades with promises of lavish lifestyles. Tal and Orrin Alexander, 2 prominent brokers in New York and Miami, real estate guys, and their brother, Alon Alexander, Orrin's identical twin, were arrested. They apparently were pulling the Diddy. They were being diddlers. They would drug these women and rape them.
Look, that's a culture. Okay, so that's an unspoken culture that goes on very high up in people with lavish lifestyles, right? Lavish lifestyles.
Yeah.
And it's an unspoken thing, and it's not new. But with this day and age, maybe the internet shines a light on some of these freaking monsters, man, because they're just preying on people, and they think they can get away with it.
Yeah, they're just evil.
Here's another one. Have done it, So
here's another one saying getting the justice you can pay for. TikTok asked the Supreme Court for an emergency order to block a U.S. ban unless it's sold.
Yeah, this is I sent this up right before the show started. This pisses me off. This is why this upsets me, is because this is rapidly going up the court system. And they're getting rulings, and they're getting seen, and they're getting heard. You know how many times we see stories about people, filing a court, whatever, and it takes years to get it before the Supreme Court.
Yes, it does.
TikTok is just going zoom, 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 zoom. You're talking about people with money and power, right?
Yep.
To your point.
Yeah, you get the justice.
You get the justice you can afford.
That's it. Mm-hmm.
That is not right. That pisses me off to no end.
And this last one's kind of a bummer. 16-year-old in custody after suspect quadruple homicide of his family members.
He called 911.
Yeah.
He told the dispatcher he had killed his family. Yeah. They show up and they're all died of gunshot wounds. You're talking about mother and father and I think 2 siblings.
Yeah. That's...
He's going to go to juvenile court.
Yeah.
Which... depending on what state that is, New Mexico.
I was fixing to say, sometimes these guys are charged as adults. It just, it just depends on where they're at.
Right. I mean, if he's not charged as an adult, you're talking about he's going to serve juvie for a couple of years, and maybe he does some court-appointed, medical, psychological, blah, blah, blah. But he could be, when he turns 18, adult, maybe he's done, with whatever sentence he gets, unless they're going to charge him as an adult. This guy wiped his whole family out. Man. Gunshot.
Awesome One has an interesting statement here. He says, in the last days, sons will turn on fathers and fathers on sons. Ugh, that doesn't sound good.
On Sons of Anarchy? That's
No.
fucked up, man.
I think he was being prophetic there, Dan.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
Surprised me that he isn't charged as an adult. Well, just to Danny's point, it just depends on where he lives.
Yeah, I don't know. Don't get me wrong. I don't know
That's
the
a
law
state
there.
thing. That's a
in
state
Mexico,
thing.
so-
That's a states' rights thing. They decide what's going to go on with that.
Yep.
Okay. Well, boys and girls, we're getting close to the end now. We got to do that special section about those that we pick to go represent us, to make the laws that are going to govern us and all that good stuff. We got to check out America's best and brightest. And you know what's dominating the best and brightest these days? It's the Trump cards.
Trump cards.
Yes, those folks that Mr. Trump is trying to get through the confirmation process in Congress. Let's talk about it. Let's see who we got first. Let's see. We got Kimberly Guilfoyle is the latest Trump family ally chosen for an ambassadorship. She is, let's see, which one is it that she's being picked for? Serve as ambassador to Greece. That's what she's being put up for. So there you go.
We need an ambassador to Greece?
Yes, we do. We got to have an ambassador to every country.
What? Tourism?
Come on, bro. Come on. Get with it. Next up, Trump announces more nominations, including Carrie Lake as director of Voice of America broadcast.
Voice of America broadcast, dude. Okay.
Voice of America.
I'm sure that's in direct contradiction to what's that?
NPR.
NPR. There you go.
The National Public.
Yeah, the Nationalist
Radio
Public, whatever
system?
radio thing.
I don't know. I'm not sure what that is. Let me keep an eye on the chat here.
Trump cards.
My man Awesome One says, I'll take ambassador to Hawaii. There you go, man. That's what I'm talking about. Big surfing there. Let's see what's next. We got a couple more here. Trump's border czar reveals which city is the first for mass deportations. Whoa.
I'll give it away. The Windy City.
What? No way. Not Chirac. I mean, Chicago. What?
Infestation, bro.
Wow, dude. Wow.
Well, when you set yourself up as a sanctuary city and then the governor of state of Texas says, get on this bus, go that way, get on this bus, go that way.
Get on this bus, go that way, to go that way. Chicago, of course.
Yeah. Trump cards.
The last one we've got here today, former FBI official warned of unchecked power if Patel becomes director. Unchecked power.
Yeah, they're saying he doesn't have a lot of experience, blah, 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 blah. Hey, look, and the other thing is insiders are saying, well, he just doesn't understand how the Pentagon works and blah. Look, if it's not working for the people, then changes need to be made. These things have gotten way out of hand, way out of control. And yeah, you got to get some young minds in there to look at what's going on and do like Dinesh D'Souza and what's his name, Mr. Tesla, go in there and audit these people. Yeah. Actually look at what's going on there.
Yeah, that's what Vivek and Vivek Ramaswamy and Elon Musk have been tasked with. And they're not going to be doing it the entire 4 years. This is only for I think it's 6 months. They're gonna look over the books and give recommendations.
Sure, but what I'm saying is this last guy they're talking about. They're saying, well, he doesn't have experience, doesn't know how it works. Well, how it's working is not working.
That's true.
So we need to look at it and get us back to ground level where it's supposed to be.
Well, the sitting FBI chief has said that he's going. I don't have an article on it because some of this stuff I know of because it's happened since you and I have gotten together. But
sure.
He's put in his resignation. He says as soon as Trump puts his hand on the Bible, he's walking out. So,
well, sure. And then there's a lot of people in these organizations, FBI, CIA, they're fearing retribution.
Yeah,
because they really went after the Trump. Went after Trump.
Yeah,
very personal level.
You can't get mad at them for leaving because hey, and they
look,
were doing.
If they get investigated,
a lot of cases they were doing what the administration wanted them to do.
Sure, and this is what I'm saying. If they get investigated and they weren't doing anything wrong, then they have nothing to fear. But if you know you're doing some shady shit, I'm going to resign.
Yep. I see you, Bo Daniel. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Okay, so that is it for the Trump cards this week. And it's all brought to you by America's best and brightest. Right there.
Nothing to see here.
That's a good one by Vince right there, man. Yeah, nothing to see here, right? What the hell?
Let me.
Wrong. Please, Pittsburgh. Nothing to see
here. Okay, let me see. Let me get back up here. I've got too many things going at once
here.
Too
many things going on.
That's okay. Because you know what? I've been told by the boss that don't have to worry about it because it's time to get out the cup, load that jock strap, get the pads on, get that mouthpiece, get the helmet, because it's time to turn out the lights.
Turn out the motherfucking light.
I have the utmost respect for Kurt Warner for going in there. I have the utmost respect for Kurt Warner for going in there
and sacrificing his life in the loss. Is how he finished that sentence.
I got a whole lot of respect for Kurt Warner for going in there and getting mutilated with one shoulder. Oh my God.
And getting murdered.
Getting straight up murdered. Guys, have you ever wondered why I show that twice? I'd love to show it for 3 times because every one of those hits you see in that is some of the most most evil hits I've ever seen in my life. That 1-2 punch by
brutal. Lennox Lewis, man.
What's my name's? Yeah, Lennox Lewis against Asim Rahman in that second fight against him. That is the most vicious 1-2 punch I've ever seen in my life. He just.
What I remember about that fight when he throws that punches, it sounded like gunshots. It was so quiet in the arena; it was packed, but you could hear that freak pow pow. I'm like, he's not getting up from that.
Getting up from that shit at all.
No, man.
But anyway, my final word today, we're going to discuss here for a second. We may run over a little bit tonight because we're getting close to the end, but I want to hear Danny's thoughts on this because he's the college guy, but we had some local ramifications and it's happened to one of my college teams that I love.
Ramifications.
What
can men do?
What can men do against such reckless hate? What can they do? I just don't know what they can do. You know what I'm saying?
So much death. What can men do against such reckless hate?
Man. But here locally, we have a bowl game across the river from me, the Shreveport Independence Bowl. It's the something Radiance Independence Bowl. I don't know who's sponsoring it this year.
The Weed Whacking Independence
Bowl. Weed Whack. They did have a weed.
I know they did.
They did. Duck Dynasty actually sponsored it at one point. But anyway, the Independence Bowl, they've usually got a decent game, but this year we were going to get 2 conference champions. Now, I don't know what conference Marshall's in. Maybe you know that better than I do, Dan. I don't know which one they're in. It's a smaller conference.
I don't know.
But
conference champion. Geez, I don't even know.
Yeah.
I really
But
don't.
they were a conference champion, and Army was coming. The AAC champion was coming to the Independence Bowl. Well, Army's still coming, but Saturday, and we found out about this in real time on Saturday afternoon. It was during the Army Navy game. This all went down. This guy, Charles Huff, the head coach of the Marshall Thundering Herd, which is Thundering Herd of Buffalo. If you don't know this, that's their mascot.
Thundering Herd to the portal, apparently.
He steps away from being the head coach at Marshall and announces he's going to be the head coach at Southern Mississippi, right? As soon as he does that, they have 70 players on their roster at Marshall, 30 of them. 30, almost half their roster entered the portal to go follow this guy.
The Thundering Herd to the portal, and he makes a move to
as a result of this. Hang on, let me finish telling the story, Dan, then you can comment. As a result of this, Marshall has no choice. They back out of the Independence Bowl. We lose one of the competitors we're going to have in this bowl game. We had a vendor that was a graduate of Marshall. Said she was on the phone with her friends when they heard about it. They'd already bought tickets to come see her and go to the bowl game and had rooms booked and everything. And now Marshall's not coming. I mean, it's just I don't know what they can do about this portal and when to position it correctly where this won't happen. But I mean, it's if you're a fan of that team, it's bad for the fan of that individual team. Now, why this guy stepped away? I don't know if it's a differences between him and the athletic director or what. Maybe he didn't get something he wanted for the team or something. I don't know. But he's moving on, and he's taking half that school's roster with him, it looks like. I'm not saying he's taking them with him, but they want to follow him. Apparently, this guy's a good coach because, look, 30 players are not going to hit the portal if you're a shitty coach. They're just not going to do that, and they just won a title. Yeah.
Florida State last year, when they were not going because of their record. I mean, they had a great record, but they were on their third choice quarterback. All of a sudden, they get snubbed, and the shit ton of their players hit the portal. And you saw the result of that this year. Florida State was garbage. But to the coach, Marshall to Southern Miss, to me, that's a lateral move. So there must have been something else going on there.
Yeah.
Maybe
that's what I'm thinking.
Contract dispute or whatever, so he bails. And I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of those players show up at Southern Miss because Southern Miss is not a powerhouse.
No.
And again, I think this is a lateral. If anything, Marshall is a bigger known program in college football than Southern Miss.
I had to look up what Southern Miss is. I think they're the Golden Eagles or something.
Golden
like that.
Eagles, and their moniker is anywhere, anytime. And probably the most famous one to come out of Southern Miss is Brett Favre. He went to Southern Miss, but
that where he played college ball at was Southern Miss. Wow. Okay.
Small. I mean, Marshall's a bigger program on a national stage. And as far as the portal goes, well, they're going to have to look at, in my estimation, they're going to have to look at caps, because at present time there's no caps.
No.
So teams like
Texas,
University of Texas, Michigan, Notre Dame, you're talking about big money behind these programs. They're the ones that are going to rise, and they're going to get these portal kids, and they're going to pay the money. LSU recruited that guy, number one recruit in the nation. Recruited him for 3 years.
Yeah. And as soon as they lost their third game, he's off to Michigan.
Or now he's off to Michigan for $2.5 million.
Yeah.
Now, as far as, guys, look, we were talking about this before, the portal, they're hitting the portal before the bowl games. A lot of these key athletes before the portal, a lot of them wouldn't even play in the bowl games.
This is true.
For fear of getting wrecked and not making that money on the rookie contract. But
in the NFL. Now this is let's be clear. This is the players that are going to make it to the NFL.
Sure.
It's not all of them. It's not all of them.
Yeah. But check it out. Now guys that probably still wouldn't make it in the NFL are making big money in these portals.
Yes. I was telling somebody the other day, These guys, you hear about guys playing as a sophomore and going into the draft, junior, going into the draft, not doing 4 years. That's going to be a thing of the past. These guys are going to do 4 or 5 years in college football.
Because they make more money on the portal than they do with rookie contracts in the NFL.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which at the end of the day, NFL is cool with that because they get a more seasoned player coming into the pro level.
Oh yeah, this is their minor league.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is, to just pivot on that, because it's such a money game now, it's semi-pro. Let's call it what it is: semi-pro football out in the open.
Right.
Bill Belichick will do well because coaches are not going to spend a lot of time on the recruiting trail now. Now they can buy talent.
Yeah.
And
now they can spend the money in the portal and get them. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, so he's a business. He knows how to talk to
Would
that
you
level.
agree that they need to tweak this system, though?
Well, yeah, eventually they're going to have to.
I mean,
if they don't put caps on it,
yeah,
you're going to see big universities be dominant all the time.
Yeah,
all the time.
Here's my issue: the fans of the Marshall Thundering Herd are just they're
Marshall. Once they accept that invitation, they're contractually bound. So I'm sure they have to come off with money. That doesn't help the fan. The fan is the last one to be considered.
Yeah, I know.
It's all about advertising dollars and money that's made in the invitation and blah blah blah. So
yeah,
it's unfortunate, but you're going to see more of it.
Yeah, I know. It's just, I saw what happened to our Sooners. We're not going to recover to what Lincoln Riley did to us.
I don't know about that. I think
for a couple of years, I'm just saying it's going to take a while. We were a bad team.
OU is pretty solid, and because they got a defensive-minded coach, they need some offensive help for sure.
Yeah,
they really do.
But you understand what I'm saying?
Sure.
We were dealt a blow when that guy left and took half the roster with
you guys were drag racing, and then all of a sudden he pulls a parachute on you. And
yeah,
he's stuck, man.
And there it is.
Yeah.
All right. Enough about that. I wanted to say something about that and I'm going to the Independence Bowl anyway, because 2 of my favorite college teams are going to be playing in it anyway. They replace them with LA Tech within 2 hours of that happening. So, and anybody that knows and plays that college football game with me, I either start with Army or the LA Tech Bulldogs. That's who I use. I never use Oklahoma because I want to use a smaller school,
right?
With less talent to make it a little challenging. You know what I mean? Right. But anyway, okay, boys and girls, you know what time it is now? It is time for the Simple Jack Award. That award that we give out every week for that individual, that organization, that state, that country. Hell, he might even give it to the whole planet one day. You never know what Dan's going to do with this award. And hang on, I've got to get this correct. He calls it this week the Unlawful Enforcement Edition of the Simple Jack Award. So, you guys, let's take a look at what Danny has for us this week on the Simple Jack Award. He calls it the Unlawful. Oh, God.
Telling you, man.
Unbelievable. New York PD sergeant on 6-figure salary is caught shoplifting cough medicine. Please explain why this pretty girl that was making all kinds of money as a cop decided she needed to shoplift.
Okay, so let's understand between her salary, overtime, and other incomes, she's making over $200,000 a year. $200,000 a year. And what did she get caught shoplifting? Cough medicine and cold medicine. A total of maybe $18 total of these things. And they got her dead to rights, dead bang, got her on video. And this is not the first time she's done this. I mean, they've got actual video, and she's been a cop for a while. They've got actual video of her when she's on a bus with, because she's moved up the ranks, planting evidence.
What?
Oh, yeah. She was involved in several civil suits for planting evidence, for hundreds of thousands of dollars. She's been prosecuted and blah, blah, blah. But, yeah, here's a lady that's making over $200,000 a year, and she's shoplifting, and she's part of this special investigations unit photographic squad in New York City. So making all that money, and still she feels the need to shoplift. And yeah, for a tuna like $18. So she went total retard on the 5 boroughs scale. And that's all I have to say about that.
Never go full retard. Never go full retard. Never go full retard.
On the 5 boroughs, no less.
On the 5 borough scale. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. I love it.
$200,000 a year, and you're going to shoplift cold medication.
Yeah. Oh,
that's
man.
awesome.
Let's see. Vince says because they are sovereign citizens, they think the law doesn't apply to them.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
There you go. Sovereign citizens.
Whatever.
That's what's up, man.
Well, let me tell you about another sovereign citizen and his pursuit of greatness. It is out now, boys and girls. The Deep.
The
by
Deep.
Sharking with Pearls is out. And yes, it according to my brother, it has everything to do with one of his favorite superheroes from The Boys.
Oh, to the boys. The Deep.
The Boys. You can check it out wherever you pick up your music, Spotify.
Everywhere, man. Check it out. Enjoy.
iTunes, whatever. You guys go check it out. He's got the charcoal tiger striped shark this time.
I went for the Metallica Black album feel on that deal.
And Vince even put the playlist link up for you.
Muchas gracias.
He said muchas gracias. He says Sharking for Pearls available where all your favorite music platforms.
For your listening pleasure.
For your listening pleasure. Well,
or if you're sick and you want to induce,
what'd you say?
You want to induce vomiting, you can listen to that as well. It's good.
Oh, stop it now, Daniel. Stop it. No, stuff like this does not induce vomiting, man. If I can get it to work. Yeah, there it goes. There goes the tune. Let me let you guys know. Let me let you guys know what's going on with the channel. Of course, you know you're watching the Brothers Hack the Matrix. We do this every Monday at 5:30 p.m. Central Time. So don't forget to tune in and check out everything that has to do with the clown show that is 2024 and soon to be 2025, because our last show of 2024 is going to be next week. So I think that's the last one. Let me see. 16. No, we might get another one in. Just depends. The holidays can be a little crazy. So anyway, you guys come check us out on the usual time at 5:30 or 5 o'clock every Monday. And then, of course, Papa Joe Gamer After Dark, video games, cocktails, and fails comes your way every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. Central Time. Come check me out tomorrow night as I play some Rumble Roses. The jiggle physics are in full effect on Tuesday night at 10 p.m. this week. And then, of course, State of the Atmosphere comes your way at 5:30 p.m. Central Time on Wednesday. Come check out everything you need to know about pop culture. We're going to be doing the best and worst of 2024 this week. So, because we're not going to have one on Christmas night, and that's the last Wednesday of the year. So, you guys come out and check out the best and worst of pop culture in 2024 on State of the Atmosphere this Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Central Time. And then right after that, you go to It's Only Talk and Roll, and it starts at 7:30 p.m. Central Time on That 70s Rock Fans channel. And this week, he's going to be doing the Who's album, Who's Next. So you guys come check that out. And at 7:30 p.m. Central Time on Wednesday on That 70s Rock Fans channel. And then, of course, Friday, it's me doing Sketching the Privateer. I hit the wrong button. There we go. Sketching the Privateer at 1 p.m. Central Time, where you get to watch me do my comic book that my brother is pissed off I'm not done with yet. But I'm going to get around to it as soon as I can knock out some of this other stuff. You guys come check it out as I work on it live every Friday at 1 p.m. Central Time. And then, of course, you want to go over to Pop Culture Minefields channel to check out our good friend Das Wolfen, as he continues to play Fallout every Friday at 8 p.m. Central Time on that channel. And then, of course, Sunday, it's time for Das Wolfen, myself, Knock, and sometimes my brother. He's been a little busy lately, but he
I'll
likes
get
to
back in there this weekend, dude. I'll be there.
Okay, man. Pre-game party comes your way every Sunday at 10 a.m. Central Time, 2 hours before kickoff of your afternoon slate of games. So we're coming down to it, man. There's only 3 weeks left in the NFL season, regular season. We're about to have some fun. Everything's coming to a head in the NFL. And then, of course, on Mondays, check out Military Monday with Gary and Anima and Martin Acosta Santana and myself every Monday. They did Raid on Entebbe today, the classic movie with Yaphet Kotto and Charles Bronson from back in the day. I think you remember that one, Dan, huh?
Yes, sir.
Raid on Entebbe. They
sir.
did that one today. I didn't work. I didn't show up today because I had some commissions to work on. So it's the Christmas crush, and I've got a bunch of stuff to do. So, but I will be back there next week for the next military movie they do on Military Monday at 10 a.m. Central Time on Pop Culture Minefields channel, and then it's right back around here for the Brothers Hack the Matrix. So for myself and my brother, the Highlander, I want to thank you guys for being here. And Vince wants to tell you before we get out of here, cheerio, guys and gals. See you next time, and stay nerdy, everybody, and have yourself a good night. And
Cheerio.
You know what I'm going to say? You know what I'm going to tell you? I'm going to tell you to be good to each other. And until I see you again, you guys keep on keeping on. God bless.